going on, guys? I am the new proud owner of this beautiful American Tactical 1911 GI model, and with custom grips. The person who had it before me put on these pretty neat Punisher style grips. They feel pretty nice, to be honest. I got a couple other grips with it. I do actually like these for the most part. I was gonna take this out and shoot it today, but we have a massive wind and rainstorm on literally a week before Christmas in New England. The weather just ain't like it used to be. We used to have piles of snow by now. We had a little bit of snow, but that went bye-bye about a week ago. So anyway, yeah, I got this. I picked this up last week. I haven't fired it yet. I haven't had the chance to. But yeah. So instead, today, I'm going to teach you on assembly and disassembly without the dummy scratch. That dummy scratch wasn't me, by the way. I did strip and clean this. But I learned the hard way on my original 1911, which is also clear, to not dummy scratch, because that dummy scratch right there was from me when I originally owned this 1911. I had taken it apart, put it back together, and then I learned that you can put it back together without the dummy scratch. So if you own an expensive 1911, and this is just a Rock Island, and this is just an American Tactical, so I'm not like overly worried about it, because they're lower end 1911s anyway. At least I don't know how this one runs yet, because I haven't shot it. I know for a fact this one runs decent. When I had gotten this one, somebody had polished the feed ramp, so it will take hollow points. This one I'm unsure of yet, but we're gonna run a bunch of rounds through it anyway, because that's what we do. So we'll get on disassembling. Not this one. This one's fine. I just recently cleaned that one. This one I'll teach you guys how to disassemble it. It's most 1911s are going to be the same. The only difference usually in 1911 disassembly is once in a while this front bushing you'll have a specialty tool for. Some of them lock in. This American Tactical and that Rock Island do not lock in. They are a pain though, I'll give you that. And I'll teach you how to take this apart and put it together without getting the dummy scratch. A few tricks. So first, obviously, you want to clear the firearm. So you want to do your 3-point check. No mag, there's no round in the bolt face, and there's no round in the pipe. Then you're going to drop your slide. First things first, this button on the front side, you're going to push that button down. And then this bushing, you're going to spin the bushing out of the way. Most of them spin to the right. And then be very careful, because that's going to let your main spring, your recoil spring, go. So if you don't get a good grip on this button, she'll go a-flying. Set that off to the side. This spring will not come out until your slide's apart, so just leave that be. It just makes getting this bushing out easier, because the old school way was to push it down and then get that bushing off, and then take your recoil spring cap off. But like I said, there's a few tricks of the trade. That bushing will slip right between that spring, and if it doesn't, you can move that spring around a little bit. Once you find the sweet spot for the bushing, that'll come right out. Most of the time, after you swing it left, get that cap off, you swing that bushing back to center, and then it swings about a quarter to the right, and there's a locking spot. So, or an unlocking spot, I should say. So that bushing should come right out. Now, you flip up, and you see this button right here. Give it a push. sometimes it, oh, sorry. Got ahead of myself. Take your slide. You're going to see a notch. We lost power right as I was getting to the slide notch. So I had to get the generator going. We're at lantern light now. But, you know, still got stuff to do. So on your slide, you're going to see a little notch behind your slide lock notch. You match that notch up with your slide lock / takedown pin. Then you come on this side, you see this little nub. Pop that little nub out. You'll know it once that slides in and you push it on this knob. Sometimes you gotta work it a little bit in place, but so what you're gonna do is you're gonna pop this pin out, but you don't want it to swing down on you. It's under tension because there's a spring in here. It's for your safety lever. It puts pressure. There's a little nub on the safety lever. Also, it puts pressure on this slide lock pin as well. So once you get it, this one's a little tougher to get out than I noticed, but once you get it, worst thing you can do is slide this pin down, because that's how you get those dummy scratches. So it should come right out. There we go. See that? All I had to do is pause the video and bang. So once you get it, yeah, one thing you don't want to do is slide that lever down, because that's how you get scratches on the frame. So now your takedown pin is out. This barrel will slide freely off the frame. Set the frame gingerly off to the side. So right here, I can't think off the top of my head what this piece is called, but basically it's your barrel lock and your recoil spring retainer pin, technically. So you slide your spring right off from it. This piece comes up and out. And then your barrel, you flip the little lever down, wiggle your barrel so it gets unlocked from the lugs, and it slides right out. Now you're apart. Now for reassembly, it's the exact opposite. So your lever's down, you've cleaned everything, barrel up, make sure that obviously you're going in the right direction, slide it into place. What you're going to do is this retaining pin, barrel lock, or barrel stop I should say, has a groove on the bottom of it. That groove sits on top of the barrel. So you're going to flip your nub up, you're going to put that piece back in. This one's not as good as some of the others that I've seen, but and then you want to flip up that little lever on your barrel. Then you're going to come in with your spring. That puts tension on this. Now here comes the fun part. What you want to do is you're going to take and hold your slide upside down with your frame. You're going to come in, make sure everything slides in your frame. You can put a little tension on that spring. Okay, so at this point you can flip it over. Now you're going to look inside this hole right here, and you're going to see that lever for the barrel. You're going to take your slide, once everything's sitting in right, Sometimes it takes a couple tries. There we go. So you're going to take your slide and move it back to how you took it down. So this square hole wants to match up with that little itty bitty notch. If it's going to work, right? Okay, so once you got that lined up, you want to make sure that everything, push on the spring a little bit, make sure everything's still tight in here. Now you're going to line up your barrel lever inside this hole. So you're going to look and make sure everything's lined up. So that way, when you put this pin back in, everything's lined up properly and it will go back together. So when you put this pin in, so normally they want you to put it in facing down and then swing it up. That's how you get dummy scratches. So you want to put it in just exactly how you took it out. You want to come in, push it up to here, so you're going to have a little bit of swing, but not enough to actually scuff it. And then you pop it up, push it in. That's how you avoid getting that scratch right there. Then you close your slide, make sure everything's locked into place. Then you take your bushing, exact reverse order. So find how your bushing locks on. You gotta face it the right way, obviously. Pop your bushing back on. And then you're gonna spin that sideways once you can get it. Sometimes you gotta mess with the spring a little bit. Take your spring cap, push that back down, spin your bushing till it clicks, and then bracket it and make sure everything feels right. If you happen to miss when you put this back together with that pin, if you happen to miss the barrel locking lug, when you slide that forward, it'll come right back apart. So you'll know if you pull it forward and it falls apart that you happen to miss that swing arm on the barrel, so to speak. So mine's a little flustered because we lost power and I had to chase gas around. Everyone around here lost power. So, but that's how you avoid a dummy scratch on a 1911. And also that's how you field strip and reassemble a 1911, if you did not know how. If you want further instructions on how to actually fully assemble a 1911, leave a comment in the video and I'll do a video on that. It's not too bad, but sometimes it can be a pain. It's been 32. Next time we'll get it out and actually run some rounds through it and see how it runs, functions. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Hopefully you have power.